Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Simpler Living PEI. And if you've never been here before, my name is Tammy, and well, I just show our simpler life here on Prince Edward Island as we try to get into a more almost homesteady, but I'm not a homesteader. I just try. But anyway, if you have been watching, you'll notice that I've hinted at a couple of things recently, and this is why. Yes, that is my passport. So I am going away for a couple of weeks. I'm totally looking forward to it. I have been to my destination before, but that was 14 years ago. And I've had the opportunity to go back again for 2 weeks. And this time I get to show it to people that have never been there before. So where am I going? I am going to Tunisia. If you don't know where that is, it's Northern Africa. I'll post a link to the Tunisia tourist website down below for you so you can take a look. Like I said, I've been there before. I was there for a longer period the last time. And this time I'll only be there for 2 weeks. Doesn't matter. I'm going to enjoy every moment of it when I'm not working. So yes, this is a work trip, and it's not very often work trips happen. It's pretty rare. But when they asked, of course, I jumped at it. But if we're going to go, we need to prep for Fred. Because he doesn't cook. He cooks a little bit, mostly pasta and stuff, but he won't get into cooking things like pork chops or sausage or chicken or whatever. So we're going to pull out all the freezer meals, but we're also going to prep a couple of things for him. And I'm also going to make us some breakfast burritos for the drive because we have to go to Moncton at about 12:30 in the morning on Friday. Alrighty, everybody. We are cooking today. We are cooking with a purpose. Yes, there is a reason. So at the moment, though, first is I need to cut up the last little bit of this bacon because we had some for breakfast. That's why there's still a little bit of bacon fat in the pan here. But the rest of this bacon I need to dice up and get nice and crispy because we're going to make some breakfast burritos with these because we're going to need them on Thursday. So I might as well make them, get them in the freezer, and they'll be ready to go. All right, next job we need are some onions. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make these breakfast burritos in the frying pan. All the ingredients will be in there, and then we're just going to let it get cold so we can put the burritos together later on. But I'm also going to cut a little bit of extra onion because we're going to need some for later on when we make our quiche. All right, so let me get some onions and some garlic chopped, and then we'll keep going. Now that is a clove of garlic. Wow, that's one clove. Ah, it's huge. Alrighty, one massive clove of garlic. That's a lot of garlic. Wow. Wow, garlic is sticky. And a few onions. There we go. Let's cook all this up. All right, while that's cooking, I'll just kind of move my cutting board and we'll get the eggs all scrambled up. Yeah, these are those great big eggs from the nursery. Look at the size of those. So I find one of the easiest ways to get some of this extra, well, in this case, bacon fat out, is we're going to use a paper towel. So just kind of swish it around there. I know it looks weird, but it does work. There we go. Now a whole bunch of bacon fat now off of our bacon and onions. Okay, let's get our eggs in and scramble this up. So I'm not putting any extra salt or pepper in here. We've got the onions, the garlic, and the bacon, of course, so it doesn't need any salt. And to be honest, that little tiny bit of bacon seriously does a great job on flavoring these eggs. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the bowl. This has to get cold because we're gonna add cheese to the burritos, and I don't want it to melt before I warm it up for our breakfast in a couple of days. Okay, we are back with our onions and another monster clove of garlic. Wow. The ones in this clove were huge. So we do have leftover ham. This is just one of those pre-cooked ones you actually buy at Sobeys because we needed something fast. And to be honest with you, buying it pre-cooked and all ready to go, it's about the same price as buying a raw one. So we just did pre-cooked and went from there. Now we're making one of those dinner quiches again with all the potatoes in it. And then we're gonna have some squash as well. I've got another buttercup squash that needs to get used because they don't last quite as long as the acorns do. And this one's got a soft spot, so we're gonna have quiche and squash for supper. And same thing though, I want the filling to cool down because we gotta put eggs and cheese in here. Yeah, I'm gonna cut these just a little bit. So this is just one of our jars of canned potatoes. And I'm using the cans up stuff just mostly for convenience and speed today. All right. In go the potatoes. Okay, so I'm gonna let that brown and get some color to it. Let that cool down. Then we'll get out our cheater pastry crust. Then we'll put the rest of these couple of meals together. Just gonna fix my crust a little bit. Yes, it's a cheater crust, because do we really have to have this conversation again? Me and pastry. So our potatoes, ham, and onions and garlic, they are all cooled. Like I said, this is just another one of our meat quiches because I do them as a deep dish. And this is like basically six servings. All right, let's grate up some medium cheddar cheese. Okay, so since I've got the grater out, I'm gonna get the cheese grated for the burritos while we're at it. Okay, it's time for the eggs. So I'm gonna put about 6 eggs in here. Hopefully that should be enough. A little bit of milk and a tiny bit of our SPG spice to kind of go with the garlic that's in the mix already. And into the quiche it goes. All right, once the oven's heated up, we're gonna bake this in the oven till it's cooked through. Last time it took about 45 minutes because it's pretty dense with all the potatoes. Alrighty, it is burrito time. So what I've got is I've got 4 burritos. Well, sorry, 4 tortillas. It should be enough egg mixture for 4 without any problems. Four burritos. Let me move these over just a moment. So the oven just warmed up, so we're going to put the last of this little bit of cheese on our quiche. You never waste the cheese. Let me pop these in the oven. All right, so with our burritos, guys, I'm not wrapping these up like I normally do if we're going to like stash them for a long period of time. These are going to be eaten, well, I suppose, extremely early Friday morning. 2, 3, and 4. So what I'll do is I'll warm these up before we go. That one broke open. That's okay. There. I'm just going to put these in a bread bag and we'll set them in the freezer until Thursday. Then we'll take them out and get them ready to warm up. Okay, so we've got quiche baking and breakfast burritos ready for getting up if I go to bed at all on Thursday night. But basically, breakfast burritos for that road trip. Now, the other thing that we did is I actually pulled all the freezer meals out of the big freezer for Fred, and this is where I have them. All right, so these are the breakfast burritos we just put in here. But we've got some dump and go meals, lasagnas, shepherd's pies, and a couple of soups. And we've got his hot dogs because he likes his hot dogs. We also have these honey garlic sausages that he likes. And of course, a pound of butter just in case, you know, the one runs out because he doesn't know where they are in the big freezer. I know it seems like overkill doing all this, so he has healthy food to eat. So the rest of the quiche, which I'll show you when we're done, I'm going to put into some dishes with some veggies and they'll also go into the freezer. So that way he has dinners while I'm gone. Breakfast and lunches, he'll eat a lot of peanut butter and jam and his hot dogs. Cereal every day. So the only thing he has to worry about going to get is milk. There's our quiche for our dinner and 4 little frozen meals. So I've got peas, corn, and the quiche in each one. So a couple of these were for Fred while I'm gone, and a couple for when I get back because I'm probably not going to want to cook. I am camped out on the sofa. Got my huggle on because it's nice and chilly on the island tonight. Bags are packed. Meals are prepped for Freddie. Laundry's done. Dishes are done. You know, all the other stuff. I'm all ready to go. I can't believe it's been 14 years since the last time I was in Tunis. Now, this is a work trip, of course. So last time it was also a work trip, but it was a little over a month. This time it's only 2 weeks, so I've got to make the most of it on my, off hours. And this time I also get to show other people a lot of the things that I really like to see. So next time we're chatting, I'll be in North Africa. Wow. So anyway, guys, thanks for coming out. As I've said before, I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll see you next time across the pond. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.